Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Jenkins, estamos en el cuarto de Jenkins. Vamos a hacer la grabación de la presentación de Electronic Arts. Está a punto de comenzar. Y yo voy a cortar la música y vamos a poner la pista de la presentación. Bueno, empezaron con todo lo que van a mostrar. Está su FIFA, está el Battlefront, ahí están mostrando parte del Anthem, parte de los Sims, de la nueva expansión que va a haber. Más del Battlefront, que recibió mucho castigo durante el año. Vamos haciendo con 3D. Me pareciera más bien una presentación de Anthem, una proyección en 3D.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready. Because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know, Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got two new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me?
Well, wouldn't it be
fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Y ahora sí van a mostrar parte de lo que es Battlefield 5 en multijugador. Battlefield V. Pero creo que estaban en la presentación. Bueno, solo por el chico de
it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, it's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. We want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive battlefield yet.
It certainly is.
Prácticamente todo lo que hicieron en la
You will be
presentación.
able to dive and smash through windows
Cual están
to
hablando de
surprise
que
your
han
enemy.
hecho un trabajo diferente
Where
y que se están
previously
enfocando más en
defenses
la
were stationary,
customización
you will now be able to move
de
these
los
weapons
soldados y
around
de
on the
las armas, pero
battlefield
que no va a
and
ser un
gain
pay to win,
advantages.
sino
And our
simplemente que es
renowned
solamente
destruction
estético.
system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. you're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with. It's about what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass. Every day, we'll bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
O sea que sí va a haber las microtransacciones, pero no va a ser tan fuerte como lo que hicieron con ese es el nuevo póster oficial de lo que va a salir
Royale,
Battlefield 5.
Reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Motor gráfico de Frostbite. Martillo. Trinchera y de que ahora pueden llevarse las torretas. Se ve bien. Parece un poco más como una expansión de la presentación que habían hecho.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Sus!
O sea, de esta parte de la guerra nórdica, de la historia Nordry y todo eso, va a salir mañana en la presentación de Xbox.
Quando era criança,
sempre
sonhei em tornar-me campeão.
FIFA.
É preciso determinação.
Está hablando CR7, que era CR Champions League 7.
Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és um campeão.
Van a ayudar a hacer tan esto de pronunciar de que van a tener ya la Champions ahora. Pareciera. Neymar. Sí, prácticamente con eso están dejando bien en claro de que como PES ya no tiene la licencia de la Champions, Electronic Arts en su FIFA va a meter lo de la Champions. Lo que quieran, aquí dicen eso. Sí, pareciera que sí.
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. Alina's going to tell you a little bit more.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
El modo historia de lo que podías
and all
jugar
that's
en el
just
FIFA,
the beginning.
ahora va a estar más completo.
As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're
querías
giving you
jugar
the
no solo
tools
tu
to
liga,
control the
sino
pitch
ahora
in
ya
every
puedes
moment, from
representar
your
no tan solo
tactical
tu país,
approach
sino
to the
también
match to
irte por un
each
club
technical touch.
y jugar la Champions
And we
League.
know how
O sea,
passionate
con
you
tu
are
jugador
about
puedes llegar a
gameplay, so
ser
we've worked hard
campeón de la
to
Champions
shape and
League,
refine our vision for
campeón del
FIFA
Mundial.
19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy.
Ahora van a hablar
The World
de
Cup.
FIFA Mundial, que está
And with the
en
tournament
FIFA
starting in
18.
just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
En el FIFA Mundial 18 puedes recrear la historia de algún jugador para que levante la Copa del Mundial. Puedes crear tu jugador y ser el personaje
And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to come and join the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah.
No es lo bueno que han puesto, de que esta actualización es gratis para los que tienen el
So to
juego
kick
de
off the
FIFA
trial,
18.
we've got some of the world's biggest creators
Lo pueden hacer
who are going to be playing live at the end of the show,
PSN,
representing their nations in a little mini World
por
Cup tournament.
Xbox, y si tiene,
And this summer will
y si
bring
están en
so
PC,
much more
por
for
Origin.
FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19. But in the meantime, let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf Island!
Y ahora es la presentación del FIFA Mundial.
Good morning. EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Maden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
Nada el servicio de lo que es Origin Access Premiere. Vamos a ver un poco más del precio. Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real tight grip when I hold that crown. My life been good and bad and all around. The more things I lost, the more I found. Came here ready to fight on this night. You better just run for your life. Mostrava Batman. Hay que diferenciar de que una cosa es el Origin Access y otra cosa es el Origin Access Premium.
Hey everybody! What's up? So I'm here sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah. So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
Sutil su presentación de decir algo de Star Wars.
So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to, like, hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted. So
for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know, like, where in the timeline, like, between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay. All right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits? No?
It's not a nice...
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's going to just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
Un tema un poquito delicado para electrónicos como para no ponerlo.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hope. But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up. And hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
Battlefront 2.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode, inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. Thank you. It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt. So, as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars. It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. But we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker. The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
Seguro para alegrar un poco el señor ratón. Vamos. Uno de los indies más bonitos que pude haber jugado el año pasado. Con su ovillita de lana. Bonita la presentación de Unravel.
Hi, it's really good to see you.
Tiene las uñas pintadas.
In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game,
empezó el desarrollo
we
del juego
tear
de
that bond
Unravel.
up right at the start. You lose everything,
Como un
including
salario
your spark.
mínimo, como el que puede percibir cualquier otra persona.
When things are at their
Pero con
darkest,
la cantidad de ventas que tuvo
you find hope.
Unravel,
and you
ahora
form
es
a new bond,
millonario.
and your spark is rekindled, and it leads
Y
you
ahora va a ser un
off
cooperativo.
on an adventure. So
Vaya,
welcome
vaya.
to Unravel 2. It's a game about
Ahora
fresh
necesito un
starts
amigo para
and
poder
second
jugar
chances.
Unravel 2.
These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend, but there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn
O sea, lo puedes jugar
and
solo,
working
lo puedes
together
jugar
to
en
get through this
cooperativo con alguien,
adventure.
pero siempre van a estar los dos personajes en la
This
pantalla.
game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above
Es un
all,
juego más
it's a lot more
amistoso, pero
playful.
más retador.
And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now, so I brought some help. So please welcome Michael to the stage. He's a producer at Coldwood.
Él va a hacer la presentación del juego seguro, junto con él.
And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
O sea, va a ser él la presentación del cooperativo solo.
So this wasn't prepared.
There we are. So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them
Solo es
along
una
through the
persona la que
more
está jugando, pero son los dos
fast-paced segments of the game.
Así también era el juego de Unravel.
And we actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments. Places that were like fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters. Because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this point.
Yeah, come join me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the red one.
No entendí mucho ese desarrollo.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there.
Ahora él se ha unido.
And the bird is back. Oops. Okay, playing it safely now.
Oops.
I'll swing.
All right. Nice.
And I'll catch you.
There you go. Can I swing now?
Okay, you go ahead.
Ya. Es como para poder
this is the scary part.
llegar a lugares más lejanos, ayudándote con los otros compañeros.
Got it? Oh, very
nice. Miedoso, temeroso.
Buster.
Es uno que se te agarra el pavo,
Sweet, well done.
te deshilacha.
Okay, I'll go up and distract the grouse.
I'll sneak up here.
Uno tiene que distraer, mientras que el otro desarrolla el
Okay, your
paso.
turn.
Yeah, look at me.
There you go. Keep him over to the left. Now I'll go.
Alright. I'll pull you up.
El otro le ayuda a subir. Muy bien.
Now we can breathe again.
Yeah, finally.
Or can we? So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2. And
Esa es la presentación de gameplay que han hecho con Unravel 2.
I really hope you like it. And
En
before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort in so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from COVID here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Y se quebró al final, porque seguro que había visto a alguien. Que fácil que fuera una de las primeras personas que lo apoyó monetariamente para poder desarrollar el juego de Unravel. O de repente algún directivo que lo ha visto y le dijo de que hacen Unravel 2. Yo tenía la brillante idea de hacer el Unravel 2 en forma cooperativa como Unravel 2. Es básicamente un poco de lo que está creando Electronic Arts, porque el año pasado habían mostrado el otro de A Way Out. Bueno, tú solo o juego con un amigo. Artísticamente se sigue viendo bien bonito, sobre todo el hecho de todo el trabajo que le tienen que dar para darle esa textura de lana que tienen ellos.
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right. You'll be able to take these two yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out. So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Cold. Back in 2015, we started this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative, independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight and The Way Out. And I think we all kind of remember that. And you might even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal the story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Geppert to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
It's otro juego, es de EA Originals.
Thank you, Patrick.
Es de
I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited. Thank you. We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS, as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who wants to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feelings, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Is this real?
Un poco peluda.
This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
Va a estar para comienzos del próximo año.
Yeah, I'm the one. But I'm not the only
NBA.
We are the one. We can shut you down and we can put you on an island. Crossover. Gather. Game. We're balling. Be ready.
Es parte comercial, propaganda.
Say it how you want. Trust the process. Run as one. Call next. Or be the answer. As long as you hold your course.
En este creo que lo que podías hacer era pasar desde las calles hasta formar parte del oficial de la NBA como liga. La presentación típica, ¿no? De zapatillas, uniforme.
You've worked your whole life to get to moments like these. To the very top of the mountain. You battle through the pain and failure, all just to get to this place.
Todas las tomas de slow motion y todo eso solo es para
legends are born.
Para el trailer, para la presentación, porque en el juego no hay eso.
You fall so you can rise, and you rise so that you can truly see that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all. But about all the moments that got you here.
Comercializado como lo que es en Estados Unidos, México. Entonces, para mí las presentaciones del Maden siempre han sido como que ahorita me pusieron algo de la NHL, de la fútbol. Ya se ve bien detallado, pero ahorita están mostrando que es lo que están haciendo nuevamente con el Frostbite, el nuevo motor gráfico. Porque lo que hace el Frostbite es implementar un poco más lo que son las físicas de movimiento. Entonces cada paso, cada pase, lanzamiento que hacen, impacto de tacleada y todo eso, todo está más lento. Justamente con el Frostbite deberían haber menos bugs de los
Hello,
que
ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How are you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently to give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, let's tell us the rules.
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile by standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
El concepto es
All
fácil,
right,
es
ladies and
básico.
gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room. If you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
Yes. No se va a escuchar.
His opponent, fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
Básicamente van a hacer una partida.
Now, Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right. Are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go.
Let's do
it.
All right. Let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready to
the match. Here we go.
Off.
Lo que van a hacer va a ser espectar
have been
la
deployed,
partida.
and the action begins like any strategy
Asumo que
game.
debe tener algún
Economy
nivel.
will be the focus. We have a harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Está como un pre-alfa.
Now the infantry is going to come out to hold that top point. Both players, of course, trying to take that
Básicamente es
position.
el que toma el punto
In a
puede
strategy game, that flank position that In Control is going for on the top side, also very important as Nick at Night's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there.
Pero lo que sí toma en cuenta bastante es el hecho de que puedes flanquear a tus rivales, entonces depende de tu estrategia más que nada depende de cómo posiciones a tus unidades y qué unidades desarrollas para que tomen X punto.
In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right. Lo que ha dicho ha sido de que el juego es sencillo, es
He's done a great job of pulling that down with the turret, and now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the attack bikes. And as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger and more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to
y de la toma de puntos pasas a dominar el punto.
Yeah, and In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push back these smaller forces as he makes his way to the south side. That missile passing
Se ve bien, pero no sé por qué estarían presentando toda una
he will
partida
have the
de esto.
missiles. We see it starts to point towards In Control's base.
Let's see if In Control can get around to that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile,
si te
putting
has
it
dado
in the yellow
cuenta
position.
en ese punto de allá arriba,
Of course, blocking
cuando
the
supuestamente hay
passing of those
hierbas,
units is another big factor for the strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial.
es
As
como
In
que
Control
sales del rango de
the
visión.
northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pipple as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks, he takes the top that missile and fires off.
Wow.
Acaba de disparar uno del equipo azul. Necesitas dos para destruir a tu
As the
rival.
next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heavy artillery force has been doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
And we can see as
Y
more
de rato en rato están cambiando de espectadores. En un rato estuvo mostrando el equipo rojo, ahora están mostrando básicamente el equipo azul. Hay niebla de guerra,
Units are going to come out a bit more
es lo que
slowly
más
as you
que
get
puedo
more
ver.
of them on the field. But In Control just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had
recolectando
so far.
recursos
Nick
ahí
at Night
arriba,
is
son
trying to get in
cristales.
there,
si no
but
me
there's a
equivoco.
great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
And we see In Control now moving his tank towards the
Another
south
drill
side.
pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flank. Of course, those flame guys do amazing damage to the
Hemos
infantry,
dado
help to
un
clean
power
that
up
out.
o algo,
Meanwhile,
y han
two more
aparecido por
tanks
allá
coming
atrás
out
para
from Nick
flanquear
at Night to try and
el
secure those
tanque.
positions. He brings
Lo
up the
van a
laser
atacar de
infantry on
dos
the south
lados.
side as well to deal with that tank. Going for counters, trying to scout out and see what your opponent is doing and make the proper response. It's so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about
Intentando
harassing those
flanquear para
harvesters,
tomar
coming around the
control.
far side for those
Entonces uno
rhinos.
que
Looks like he's
mientras
really
más
pressing it.
de las tres zonas y controlas dos, va subiendo el indicador
With three zones in control
de ahí
for Nick
abajo
and Knight, looking to
para
set things back the other way. In
lanzar
Control trying to
misiles.
rally
Así
his forces.
que
He doesn't
en
want
esta
to
va a ser
engage with just
lanzamiento
one or
equipo
two
rojo.
units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position, and take over that
And
south.
we're seeing the first mech unit from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this little watch out for this missile.
And Nick and
There
Knight's
it goes.
fire that one off and settle for next missile is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
Will have control.
Estas son las
Wolverines, as you
partes
pointed out,
en
for
las que
In Control,
Electronic
trying to
Arts,
deal with
a mi
these
parecer,
forces.
exagera un poco al mostrar una partida que entiendo el porqué, pero me sigue pareciendo exagerado. El año pasado hicieron eso con el Battlefront, que pasaron una partida que duró como 45 minutos, en la cual no dijeron nada. Dicen, según ellos, es para crear hype, crear emoción en el público y de los asistentes.
That was epic. Amazing. What a match. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
La emoción que le pone. Sí,
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was awesome. We saw a little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius. Make a knight and in control.
Estuvo bien ensayado, muy bien.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals.
Command & Conquer Rivals.
Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies in quick, competitive head-to-head matches that are fueled by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search
Otra vez
está
disponible Command & Conquer, el pre-alpha, disponible hoy día, 6 de junio. 6, no, 9 de junio, ¿cuál 6? 9 de junio. Anthem. No creo. Me debe parecer a la presentación del Command & Conquer. Es Command & Conquer. Supuestamente son los estrategas. Supply. Gana si eres calvo.
Command & Conquer for a new generation.
Sigo diciendo de que ha sido muy poco gameplay lo que han mostrado, porque el gameplay ha sido esta partida y lo de Unravel.
I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams, and what I can say about us, is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice, is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly, that no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality
are not something we strive for,
they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday thread. These three organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
Parece que es lo último, porque lleva más o menos una hora de presentación. Van a ser le Game Engine Footage. Todavía sigue siendo in-engine. No es gameplay. Pero es algo que quería ver desde adelante.
Destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
El Anthem es todo lo que nos queda.
These walls can't protect us forever.
Bueno, ahora sí ha habido trailer. El año pasado no hubo trailer, solo mostraron in-game, entre comillas, porque era engine.
It wants to destroy us all.
Cuando hicieron el presentaron el año pasado, mostraron que iban a haber clases, el rápido, el tanque y uno que es estándar, por así decirlo. Ahora están poniendo que van a ser 4 clases, por eso son 4 picos. En este juego, cuando lo vi la primera vez, tenía mucha fe hasta que dijeron de que le iban a atrasar y no pusieron fecha de nuevo, entonces
How cool was that trailer? You guys have seen it a couple times and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzart.
No se me el último, pero era Green Rutzart.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game show, right?
Director del guión.
It's going to be very exciting. So Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now, we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans, so it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, you know, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, you know, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on this side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make stories
Discrepo
work in
rotundamente
this
con la
shared
chica
world.
pelirroja.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now, you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world,
va a cambiar
the
muchísimo de
world is
eso.
really dangerous, and you're focused on your mission.
Depende también
And this is
cómo
where
sepan
other players
manejar
get
las
to play with
herramientas
you.
y cómo sepan
The thing that's
manejar
really interesting about
motor
this,
gráfico.
it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or
Pero si se dan cuenta en la
it's nighttime,
presentación es
what we're experiencing,
bastantes
we're experiencing together.
partículas.
Everyone that's playing
Solo
Anthem
en esa
at a
cinemática de
moment
ahí
is seeing the same
hay
thing.
humo volumétrico,
And this is what we mean when we talk
bastantes
about our
sombras,
world.
bastantes
It's a
puntos de
shared world that we
iluminación.
all experience together.
Entonces,
But then
ese es
when I
el
finish my
gameplay que
mission,
mostraron
I
creo el
come
año
back
pasado,
to a
pero ese
base
es
like
con
Fort
otra
Tarsus.
clase. Esto es con
And this
el del
is a
tanque.
single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes.
Esa ciudad
And by
es la
doing it
ciudad
this way,
Anthem, supongo,
we're able to
porque
combine
dijeron de que era
that
la última que les
impact
quedaba.
and agency of a single player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when, from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So, Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Ambiente
Now,
un poco
something I think
hostil,
a lot of
en el
players
cual
out there
hay
maybe don't stop to
mutaciones,
think about
criaturas
is
raras,
just how much work goes
artefactos
into
puestos por
creating a
dioses
new intellectual
que
property or
ocasionan
IP, as we've been saying.
alteraciones,
Now, we've
tormentas
seen all these
y
different
demás cosas
creatures,
que
and
son las
Mark,
que
you
se ven
mentioned the
en un gameplay.
storms.
Por eso es
What's
que
the
esas
process of
estructuras
creating a
llenas
game like from
de
scratch?
vegetación de musgo, como que hubieran
Yeah, it's
pasado
something we've
años
done
sin
a few
hacer.
times at BioWare. You know, and really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, you know, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms, seasons, and yeah, it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these
Según la historia, pueden contar muchísimas cosas espectaculares del juego, de cómo va a ser o cómo lo pensaron que iba a ser. Pero la realidad va a ser otra cuando salga el juego. Y ya se miren todas las limitaciones y las restricciones que han tenido que hacer para que el juego se vea fluido como ellos lo quieren mostrar.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the ranger, and then there's the colossus, the interceptor, and finally the storm.
So each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons and let them devastate the battlefield.
Del tanquecito que puede cargar armas pesadas.
I'm just going to say, the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up, because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
So we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey. We talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah, it really is about the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay, if we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above, and then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all
Entonces, lo que es jugar solo va a ser un poco más difícil.
How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that?
All right, que quieren mostrar algo de gameplay.
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
Lo que van a hacer es, le están diciendo que van a ver el gameplay. ¿Cuánto de gameplay será? ¿Cuánto in-engine será? BioWare. De nuevo con el nuevo motor gráfico del
Freelancer, time to get to work. Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon. So, find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
Esta la tiene dentro del javelin, es el traje. Es el coloso. Nos va a mostrar un gameplay con el traje de coloso. Ahí arriba está la interfaz que tú mirarías como jugador. Al costado las armas, arriba están los estados, arriba está la vida.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Me están hablando entre los personajes, o sea, hay una interacción entre ellos también. Se notan los daños que tú haces.
Right. Checking out the Scar Camp some more.
Look at all the weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly.
Están mostrando como que fueran las visiones de cada uno de ellos. Pero eso también se podría dar como que han maquillado partes para que se note un gameplay y simplemente es como que han hecho in-engine ciertas partes. Pero yo no diría de que así se va a ver el juego al final. El tanque aguanta todo el daño.
There's a shaker relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you? See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation.
Posiblemente acá estén mostrando solo una parte y el día de mañana en la presentación de Xbox, en la de Microsoft, mejor dicho, presenten gameplay tal vez real, lo cual dudo, pero más pareciera eso, porque ahorita están mostrando pedazos. Y sale combo.
Return them to the relic. You've got to silence
Esta es la clase del Storm, el caster o lo que vendría a ser el mago. Su daño de 1 a la torreta.
It's gone silent. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
Va a haber una interacción interna entre los personajes.
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position.
Como para que te creas de que cada uno de ellos tiene vida propia, ¿no?
On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Boom. El Storm visualmente se ve más interesante. pero a las finales, pues dependiendo cómo te propones a jugar. Terminaron su presentación de gameplay. Oh, wow. Me dejó catapum.
I'm so hyped, you guys.
Y ahora va a salir a hablar de nuevo.
And that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019. On Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up,
Casey. Dicho sea de que han llevado esos pequeños gameplays a la presentación en Los Ángeles.
I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause.
También hay que aplaudir a todos los desarrolladores que
some of what you
trabajaron.
saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything?
Junio, que es el Unravel 2.
You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Y con eso está terminando la presentación de Electronic Arts. Con el video que habían empezado prácticamente. Ha sido 1 hora y 20 más o menos de presentación. Singularmente he estado medio meh. Voy a bajar un poco el volumen para poder hablar mejor. Básicamente es como que esto ha sido el final de la presentación de Electronic Arts. Como ya estuve comentando previamente, es como que el día de mañana en la presentación de Xbox vaya a darse más fuerte. Esa parte ya no lo voy a mostrar. Pero eso sí, es como que prácticamente lo más fuerte que van a mostrar ellos va a ser el día de mañana en la presentación de Microsoft. Entonces es cuestión de esperar a qué es lo que vayan a mostrar el día de mañana. Y ahorita voy a ponerme a editar este video un poco para cortar algunas partes y lo pondré a subir, así que lo programaré para que se publique después del E3, más que nada para evitar problemas de baneo y de copies. Y nada más, el día de mañana, bueno, mejor dicho, el día 10 de junio va a estar Bloody acá para la presentación de Microsoft, que le tiene bastantes ganas. No sé si se quede para la de Bethesda también. ¿Qué más ha habido? Para la de Sony está por conversar y por ver si es que se le adecuan los horarios. Yo sí voy a estar grabando todos estos días. Chiqui no sé también si va a estar. Entonces, nada. Síganos en el podcast, en Podomatic. También nos pueden escuchar por Spotify. Y nada más. Hasta luego.